So why you can't turn through the golf ball is because you're missing these two key things here. And this is what nobody ever tells you. But this, if you can get it, will keep you in your posture like you're seeing here really easily. So what this is something, one, called hip depth. So the depth of your hips and lead side extension going through the golf ball. So, okay, let's get into that first one, the hip depth. Now, this is absolutely something that nobody ever talks about, is this hip depth. So hip depth, that is your hips, let's say in your backswing, moving back. So hips getting deeper, anything is in the golf swing means moving more back. And in a downswing, the left hip moving more back. So why this is so important is because when your hips start to move back, your body starts to go into more forward flexion here. So when that left hip moves back, goes into more forward flexion. So you can see it already gets me in this position here where I'm crunched down. And then we're at a position to where, okay, now let's start to extend the left leg. So if we get that left side extension, so the second thing here now, so when my left leg straightens, that's going to pull the left shoulder up and it's going to get the right shoulder to go down. You can see now I'm so turned through the golf ball, I've got that rotation I'm looking for. So having that left side go back, and then as we're getting to around the impact area from shaft parallel to ground, having that left side straighten, you can see that pushes the hips back more as I do that. Left side going up, right side going down as a result. That keeps me turning through the golf ball. So hip depth, and then so getting the left side to go back, and then making sure that left side's extending. Before we get into a drill, to be able to do this, really simple drill, let's talk about what you're doing there, because we need to understand what most amateur golfers are doing so we can prevent this from happening and you can troubleshoot it in your golf swing. So I see golfers doing the opposite on a daily basis. So that'll be where, with a hip depth, I'll see golfers get up to the top of their swing and their right hip starts to move forward. And these golfers will start to dissect their downswing because they'll start to look like their early extension and standing up. So they'll think that's the issue. But if your right hip is moving forward, going up to the top of the swing, you're going to continue to move forward in a downswing. You're not going to move back again. If you've moved off the line in a backswing, you're going to continue to move off the line in the downswing. There's no hope that you're going to be able to stay in posture. There's no hope you'll be able to even get the left hip going back. That's why getting the right hip back in the backswing is just as important as the left hip going back in the downswing. So let's say, okay, a golfer does do that. Okay. They have that right hip going back, their left hip starts to move back a little bit, but then you'll see their left leg stay bent for an incredibly long time. Now that left leg being bent for an incredibly long time, that means the rotation through the golf ball is going to stall out, because getting yourself through the golf ball, like we said, left side extending, gets the hips going back, right side starts to drop down, left side moves up. So that's what gets you through the shot. But we don't see golfers do that, of course. So you'll have this swing where it's really flippy through the golf ball. See a good few things, but nothing that's really of substance that's going to help you turn through the golf ball. So let's get into a drill that will get you, one, get those hips moving deeper in the swing. And then it will also, with this one drill, get that left side extended to keep you turning through the shot. So guys, here we go. One of the favorite drills of the channel, the chair drill, is perfect for us for this topic of staying in posture, turning through the golf ball. So what we want to do here is we want to push this chair back with our right hip in the backswing, give it a good push, and then in the downswing, really push that chair with the left hip. Because here's the cool thing, if I keep pushing that chair back with the left hip, it's actually going to start to put my left leg into some extension, which we know turns you more through the shot. You're just having this task of pushing this chair back, it's going to get your body to do what it wants to do. So you can see as I push it back, look at that. So I get round to impact area, that left leg starts to straighten on its own by me just trying to push this more and more back. Great, great drill. I mean, this is a drill that so many of you have done, especially golfers who come out the posture, stall out, jump through the golf ball, have that early extension here. But it's because you're just trying to keep your pelvis in contact with it. You've got to push it back as much as you can in the backswing, push it back as much as you can in a downswing. So here we go. Let's do one. Boom. So you can see, really giving that chair a good old push. So, of course, you've got to practice this a ton. Now, as you know with my channel, I'm very much one for practicing, getting tons and tons of practicing. That's the real way to get things into your golf swing. Because you might think, okay, that's great, but what about the golf course? And I'll tell you what, that can't be the attitude to go into practice and improving your golf swing. Things get into your golf swing on the golf course via conscious repetition over and over and over again. So this will only get onto my swing in the golf course and rotate through after I've repped it out a crazy, crazy amount. There's not going to be a thought that triggers it, just like that. That's not going to happen. It's just via doing this a ton. Maybe it'll give you a little feel. That feel might be individual to you to replicate out in the golf course, but do it so much. I want you to hit so many balls with this. So when you take it away after God knows how long of a practice, and then you're going to feel like that chair's still there. Boom, there we go. And then you're going to start to do it on the golf course. No substitute for practice. We've got to do it if we want to turn through the golf ball. So guys, hope you learned why you can't turn through the golf ball here, because you're not getting deep enough with those hips and you're not extending that lead side. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. For more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.